Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Because the cows are going back home. These cows are symbolic of women and men. Yes, I said it, and I know cows are not considered men, but that's bull. Cow is somebody who makes the money. And you have to be brave enough to tell your story. Thank you, Kirk Franklin. I don't even know if he was the one telling the story, but someone told a story about how he would push his CD in anybody and everybody's face that had a face. And that's how I feel about my messages now. I don't have a choir to back me up in that particular way. I come as a soloist because I can't see why people would stoop so low as to try to run a game of fraud on me. It's like trying to rob the widow woman. Have you no shame? Maybe I need to work up a good pot of shame, a good pot of humble pie. The H is silent. Bring back some humble pie and invite you back to my house. Oh, wait, y'all took that too. What you didn't take was my humor, and you didn't take my truth. And so as far as I'm concerned, it's the same person trying over again to get a different result. You're after my joy. You're after my DNA, and you can't have that. Not when I'm dead, not when I'm alive, not when I'm visible, not when I'm invisible. You can't have my value. You can't have my validity. You don't have my relationship. This battleship don't sink. You're welcome. That's the thump from the top. I want to be disgusted with people. With thievery in general. Have I taken a cookie? Of course I have. There's a whole poem out there about it with my first name on it. I took it personally. If she can confess to cookie thieving, if you a Christian, you stood hung next to Christ, it was only 3 people up there. You, him, and you. Just go ahead and take out the third man. Do that right now. You know and I know that you wanted Jesus to come get you down. Or get us down. That's, he put it nice. He get us down from here. You the Son of God. Why don't you get us down? It wasn't really about Jesus. It was about him saving his own skin. But since I don't make one skin over another skin, and I can't. I've heard people's stories lately talking about, it was Les Brown particularly, how he had a vendetta, he had an anger with his biological parents, but they didn't have a face. He had no face to pin it on. And I say, yes, you do. You are your father's child. You are your mother's son, bonus mom and adopted mom. You all of that. You just got off on a different bus. Circle back around. Look in the mirror. That's your mother. Behold your mother. Behold your father. They thought it not robbery she thought it not robbery to carry you for 9 months, to give you up, to watch you from a distance, watch you from video, watch you from the moon. That's my boy. Your name wasn't necessarily Leslie. Definitely wasn't Les. That's my boy. She may not could even tell anybody else. Who knows what kind of relationship your biologicals had, your parentheses had. Maybe the story was too much to tell. But you got a page or two in the chapter. Let's see, she was a woman, he was a man, they came together, they were with child, and you and your brother were born alive, healthy, wealthy, and wise. You didn't come alone. She did not take advantage of the Roe versus Wade. She decided to lay down and push not one, but two of your big old waterheads out. We call them watermelon these days. You're going to have to shake that head. We're going to have to renew that mind. The woman who told you that Mamie gained a son or two. She she went in, she did a little surgery, but I'm here to drive it home, bruh. I've listened to you. You telling the story while you telling the story. I ain't talking about what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about it. People told me to stop telling my story. Well, tell it louder for the people in the rafters. She left you. She gave you up. She offered up you and your twin brother. Came out the same womb, only minutes, I would say, apart. Father stood by one way or the other, mentally, spiritually, physically, or some other else. His DNA is in you and you in him. That's what makes for a good story. That's what makes for a good Lion King. Remember. It takes life to give life. It takes a sacrifice of laying on your back, talking about the mamas, laying on your back. Gravity not your friend, because somebody got you laying back like you on a lazy boy with your feet in stirrups like you a horse, trying to push out watermelons. If that ain't a good goddamn, I don't know what is. Stop. Tilt. Produce. And head first, tuck them. Let them find their way back to the nurse, the nurser, the mother. Let them look at each other and say, she's in us. Nothing can separate Adam from Eve. from evening, from morning to great day. This is my ode to Leslie Brown, Mamie's baby boy, his plump, pleasing pleasures. She understood sisterhood. She understand that if she, peradventure, could not have twins of her own, that there would be a situation where she could pray and get exactly what she wants. It's called a miracle. It's like God read her heart, her secrets. She didn't utter that to the newspaper. She didn't get on the radio and say, I want twin sons that I've never born in my own womb. That would sound haughty. It would sound naughty. It would sound vain. You want houses you haven't built? Yes. And I want one to be famous. Name him Leslie and call him Les. Make him a color. The color brown, the color of his skin. I'm sorry, I get dipped off my children. They call me back in. I've learned to call myself back in. My video time is short. This is eDNA. I felt it almost. Call letters, eDNA. This is eDNA's baby girl. The one with the pigtails and the curls. Mommy eat pig feet. It sounded like a Joan, didn't it? Your mommy eat pig feet. My mama ate pig feet. How do you get to know your mother? How do you give her a face? Now, don't go putting on no wig. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that. It will be funny, but you ain't got to do that. She's the mother of every black boy. The giver of life, whether she's barren, by God or otherwise. The pleasure of conception, the moment that something sparks inside of you. You don't know the vowels people pronounce. If I could only get the attention of a man, if I could only have a child, if I could only have twins. They don't necessarily say, if I could only have a son that I could raise as my own and go through the trials and tribulations and be there for him and rock him to sleep and answer his questions. They didn't get specific enough. That's what I've been told. And so as the quotey fingers universe goes, you didn't give her a face. She is an angel. You're not supposed to see the face of angels. They're not supposed to stay around that long. You lose the merits like that. What? They saw your face? They know who you are? It's Les Brown's. This is Mamie Brown's baby boy. That's my boy. I don't have a face for you, Les, but I have a voice. And I can hear your mama say, your other mama, the angel, I can hear her say, that's my boy. So you have two where there was one. You can see double for your trouble. You can see your brother as yourself. You can see that she had twice the hardship of letting y'all go, so that God could put questions in your heart, so God could put a hook in your soul, so God could draw the brown from the black man. Thank you for listening to my tale. You have the most infectious laugh, Les Brown. I'm sure you get that from your parents. It's apparent. When you have no face, when you have no identity, when you are a question mark in people's eyes, you become apparently an angel. So Les, you come from an angel line, a line of angels. From one situation to another. Who can go for us? Who can raise him like a king? What pain shall we put him through to make him yield, to make him forgive his lack of knowledge? The behold we see in the mirror. The mirror we behold. Thank you, Les Brown. I'm a little less brown now. You big brown cow. Moo. Okay. I quit. I love you. You gave me a new job. I went into the archives. I listened to you when you were a lot slimmer then. I'm a skinny cow, I would say. It was like the ghost of Christmas past. Only it wasn't my life. It was yours. It was your story, and it's your story to tell as many times as you can and need to, or just once and let the world repeat it. It's the sound and joy of a mother, whether she is the one giving up the baby and hearing a mother say, I will take him. I will take both of them. That's a big ask. That's a big sacrifice on both their parts. But there are no unfair exchanges. There's no need to split you. That's the beauty. One mother gave you up and another did the same. She surrendered you to the people. That wasn't selfish, that was love. That was trust in who you would become. Val would watch you one day. Val would hear your story, and she would think no less of you. She would call you more brown. Just 'cause. Sometimes I like to sit with the silence. Nowadays, you still hear the hum of a computer. You still have the birds and the trees, and it's getting harder and harder to think alone, to create your own thoughts from nothing. It is possible. But why not use the modern clay? Why not use people's story that they've already shared and find a little bit more cherry on top, a little bit more whipped cream, a little bit more sprinkles? You won the big brown baby award. You got to have two moms. You got to have a roommate. You got to have a microphone, a platform. You got to show the world who you really are. Can't be contained by just one mom. You was a handful and then some. And handsome. Did you hear it? Y'all heard it? And we can try so hard to please our mother, only realizing that we make her cry. Tears of joy, no matter what. I don't care what you think. A child might hit the floor and a mother is waiting for the cry. Like, oh, is she laughing? Is she crying joy that I'm crying loud and sparing not? Yes, because she knows if you got that much energy to holler, then you are yet alive. You make me want to holler, Les Brown. I'm the better for knowing you through the tube, the YouTube. I didn't think there was no need for forgiveness. I had already forgiven everybody, forgot, gave again. It's water off a duck's back. But I remember everybody didn't find it so easy. Some people are mad at God. God doesn't have a religion. My God. That was personal. That wasn't a religious sound. My mother said, my father said, and we don't have a father or a mother, quote, to quip for people. We want to know, who am I? We have an identity crisis. We've been split like Moses. Is he a Hebrew? Is he an Egyptian? Is he a magician? Is he a prophet? Is he a benefit? Is he a benefactor? Okay, I quit. I love y'all. Shout out to Les Brown. Take care.